Beautiful people, hi and welcome to another weekly reading vlog where I'm going to question whether or not it's actually a reading vlog if I don't talk about reading for most of it. Anywho, it is sometime on Thursday, August 10th, and it's good vibes, good vibes. I do need to do a bunch of reading today, specifically in Fiona and Jane, which is somewhere around here, and the Bone Shard War, because I have 2 book club things today, so that needs to happen. I also want to read, or rather reread, these 2. Also, if I'm super shiny, it's because I did my skincare fairly recently. I want to reread these 2 novellas. So we have The Bruising of Kilwa by Nassim Jamnia, and The Lies of the Ojongo by Moses Osei Utomi, because Be Too Weird has 2 author chats this weekend, one on Saturday, one on Sunday, and I want to reread these to refresh my memory, but also so I can put some questions in the author chat. I also want to read these 2 graphic novels. Again, this is all happening today, right? Like, that's the, well, novellas can honestly be tomorrow. But I also want to read these 2 graphic novels, but comics. Well, I guess this is a graphic novel, this one right here, because I think this is all contained in this 1 volume. But we have Crema, which is like coffee shop magic vibes, which I just already love the artwork, as well as Crowded, volume 3, because as you probably know, or maybe you don't know, I don't know if you're new here, hi, hello. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, I'm doing 31 manga and comics in 31 days. And I am a little behind because I've been trying to do 1 a day. It has not happened. So I've read 7 and it is August 10th. So I, need to read 3 by the end of the today to be caught up. So if I read those 2, they're fairly short, so I think I can do that, as well as Komi Can't Communicate volume 26, which came out on Tuesday and I already have on my Kindle. So I think all these things are doable. You would think this is a daily vlog with all the reading I'm trying to get done today. I'm also trying to, at some point, edit. I have my July wrap up, which is, I would say, maybe halfway edited. I'm working on the captions right now. So yeah, I'm gonna again look for some reading sprints to just like focus in, and I'm gonna bounce between reading and editing, and we'll see what happens, people. We'll see what happens. So I'm reading The Bone Shard War, right? Making my way downtown and all that stuff. And there is a particular pairing in here that, like, a pairing as in these people are working together, right? Why did they just kiss? Like, first of all, one of them can't even stand the other one. Like, is always talking about this particular person is immature and yada 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 blah 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 blah. So why are y'all kissing? Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. I really don't. Especially because like what? Like, I just, okay. I literally, like, that happened and I put the book down. I've been reading for like a good hour and some change, and that part hit and I had to put the book down because that don't make no sense. That really don't make no sense. But yeah, so we got about 2.5 hours until the book club meeting, and I have about 130 pages to go. So things are happening. It's great. I'm doing great. I'm making good time. I did finish a comic book. I finished Crema. Let me go get it. Yeah, here it is. I finished Crema. This is giving 3-star energy. This is giving 3-star energy. Yeah, I mean, it was mid. It was mid. The artwork was okay. I love how I'm like just sinking because my chair decided to do that stuff. The artwork isn't like, I'm not falling over myself about the artwork. The plot was okay. Love story was okay. The best part about this was the fact that our main character Esme, when she drinks coffee, she drinks a lot of coffee. She can like see ghosts, and the ghosts that she sees like become corporeal. So that was cool. It was a cool element to it, but yeah, it was there, like, yay, like it happened. I read it. Like and this has been on my TBR for a bit, so I'm glad that I got to it. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. I'm kind of disappointed. Also, the two characters on the front do not match our two characters on the inside. Like, they match, like, you know, there's a black girl and a white girl, and like, but it's like, did two different people do the cover and the inside? Let me find out. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Two different people did it. So Johnny Christmas wrote the script and did the cover art, and Dante Louise did the art inside. Okay, that makes sense. I would have preferred if this artist, Johnny Christmas, had done all of the artwork, because I really love this cover. I do. This, like, this is giving the vibes it needs to give. Whereas this one, the art inside is okay. It just feels very rudimentary and very, how do I say this? No shade, right? No shade. This artwork feels like it belongs in a kid's graphic novel. Yep. Yep, those are my thoughts. Also, I got some book mail. Yeah, from tour.com. So this is for a book tour that I'm on in a few weeks. I actually started reading the ebook already, but it feels nice to have the physical copy in my hands so I can prepare it, read and annotate. But this is The Water Outlaws by S.L. Wong. And what is this about? Let's see. In the Jianghu, you break the law to make it your own. Okay. Lin Chong is an expert arms instructor, training the Emperor's soldiers in sword and truncheon, no clue what that means, battle axe and spear, lance and crossbow. Unlike bolder friends who flirt with challenging the unequal hierarchies and values of imperial society, she believes in keeping her head down and doing her job. Until a powerful man with a vendetta rips that carefully built life away. Disgraced, tattooed as a criminal, and on the run from an imperial marshal who will stop at nothing to see her dead, Lin Chong is recruited by the bandits of Liangshan, mountain outlaws on the margins of society. The Liangshan bandits proclaim a belief in justice for women, for the downtrodden, for progressive thinkers a corrupt empire would imprison or destroy. They're also murderers, thieves, smugglers, and cutthroats. Apart, they love like demons and fight like tigers. Together, they could bring down an empire. I really enjoy what I read so far. I haven't been back to it in a few days because I've been prioritizing some other things. I will say this cast of characters, though, like, is very long. Like, we have 1, 2, 2.5 pages of characters. But, yeah, so that was fun. Finished copy came in the mail. I'm gonna go find some food and then settle in back to this book where people are kissing that definitely should not be kissing. Don't you love when I say I'm gonna read certain books and then I just don't? So my July wrap up is there hair on my lip? Is exporting. So yay go me, I was productive today. Book club got canceled for tonight, but I did get about, I would say, 50 pages from my page goal from today. And so I switched over. I started editing. I also started this beauty. Ugh. This cover is everything. I'm gonna turn it around so you can see it. Look at that. Look at that. Like, what? And this is the sequel to American Royalty, which I read last summer. Woo! But I turned the camera on because the first typo I came across, and like, I'm not like oh, there shouldn't be typos in books because books are written by humans and books are also edited by humans to be read by humans. But the first typo I came across was a misspelling of Beyonce's name. What?
It's the end of the weekend, but I still wanna turn up. Yeah, I still wanna turn up. All I want is to go again, but you ain't picking your phone up. Why you messing my head up? Any night, any day, let me take you away.
Do y'all see that? Do y'all see that? And by the time this vlog comes out, like, this will be over. But I am about to do some damage. I mean, make responsible decisions because, yeah, because I can. I will say is that I'm gonna have a plan, right? I am going to look up certain books that are already on my, like, radar, which I have a whole list of that on my notes app. I'm gonna see if they're 50% off. And we're gonna do what we're gonna do, and it's gonna be great. So tell me how I did that clip that I did, right? I looked up one book and it was not 50% off, and I immediately went to the shop all deals page to just browse. And that's such a bad decision. Like, I told myself I was going to be responsible, but it's also like, do I really feel like sifting through a bunch of books? Like, not sifting, that's what I'm doing now, but do I really feel like typing in? I feel like I should, you know? I really feel like I should, right? Put in like over 10 books. I finally found one that was on my list that is also 50% off. Look at that. So my method is working, albeit slowly. Hello, beautiful people. It is a Sunday. I don't even know what the last clip I talked in was. Maybe it was Friday. Probably not. Maybe it was. I don't know. Friday kind of sucked. I'm not gonna lie. I did not get out of my bed until 8 p.m. because the migraine was migraining. And I had insomnia the night before, so that completely effed up my sleep scheduling, and then my head hurt and I did not want to get out of bed. And when I did get out of bed, I felt awful. So yeah, Friday was a wash, but we made up for it on Saturday. I saw Bae. It was great time. So the plan for today, also don't mind, my bed is going to be a mess. Probably for the rest of this vlog, like, it'll be made, but there's definitely going to be always books on it because I've decided to take on the Herculean task. There we go. I was like, what in the world? I've decided to take on the Herculean task of cataloging my entire book collection. The app I'm using, Libib, which is great because it's an app on my phone and it's on my desktop. Yeah, I started that before I went to bed last night and it's going swimmingly. I mean, I have a very large, very expensive collection. I'm a little scared to see what that final number will be, but I also feel like I'll have a huge sense of accomplishment once it's like done, like once I know like how many books I have in my collection. Because yeah, I'm a book lover, a book reader. I'm also a book collector. I lean into it. It's whatever. But yeah, so that's on the docket for today. I also want to edit. I want to read. It's basically the same old, you know? I do have book club. We have another author chat today with the author of this book. This is less than 100 pages, so I actually want to do a reread. It's actually less than 90 pages. I want to do a reread. I'm thinking I'll start that reread at like 5:30, maybe like 5:15, because the chat is at 6:30. So at 5:15 I'll start that reread, and yeah, I'm just here, you know, chilling like a villain and all that stuff. I think what I should do though, because because I decided that as the author chat is happening, I'm going to be starting the beginning process of editing last week's vlog so that hopefully it can go up on Tuesday. And so I want to get like that first me going through and getting all that dead space out, all the dead air. And I don't really need to be listening to my vlog to be doing that. I can just look at the audio frequency, that audio track. But before I do that, I need to actually import footage from the SD card to my laptop. And if I am correct in thinking how much footage I took the past week or like that week, I need to do that now so I can actually edit during the talk. I did read another volume of manga. I read Haikaiu. I think it's Haikaiu, volume 1. I didn't know if I was going to continue with the series because like the first half was like, it was boring. I'm not even gonna lie. Like it was boring. Like it took me several days to come back to it. And then the second half of it was interesting and I immediately borrowed volume 2 from the library. So that's cool. That's great. I do want to read volume 2 of Haikaiu, volume 26 of Komi Can't Communicate, as well as Blue Period volume 1 today. I want to read 3 volumes of manga today so that I am caught up. I've read 10 things for my 31 and 31 and it is August 13th. So I want to catch up and I want to read 3 volumes of manga. No excuses. Oh, and also see what my Instagram peoples decided was going to be my next comment. Forgot I did that. Picked up this sleep study so that my neurologist could, you know, see if I have sleep apnea and maybe that has something to do with my migraine, blah, blah, blah. So I was like hooked up to this thing. And of course, the night that I really actually need to be asleep, the migraine was like, JK. And I was tossing basically all night. I did not get very much sleep, if any sleep at all. So again, I slept until 8 p.m. It is almost 11. I do want to be back in bed by like 2 so that I can be a functioning human person tomorrow. And I want to get some reading done. So I did, okay, so before I actually fell asleep earlier, I read about 80 pages in The Duchess Effect by Tracy Livesay. This is the second book in the American Royals series. And I might have mentioned this earlier, I don't know. But I read American Royal last summer when it came out and I really enjoyed it. And so this is the sequel following the same couple. Basically, in American Royal, we have American rapper Duchess, and she inadvertently gets, where's my head cut off? There we go. She inadvertently gets invited to perform at this tribute concert for the Queen of England. And the person that invites her is Prince Jameson, who is not in like the public eye, you know, is the reluctant royal. And so his grandmother, the queen, is like, I need you to do this for me because, right? And he's like, okay, whatever. But he doesn't actually want to do it. And so a student suggests, oh, you should have Duchess perform, right? And Duchess is like this American rapper. Like she's sultry and sexual and, you know, just a full-fledged, multi-talented, multi-layered woman. She's also a rapper, right? How many times can I say that? And Prince Jameson is like, oh, her name is Duchess? Okay. And he books her. Total chaos. And she ends up staying because she's like trying to flee this scandal. She's trying to flee this scandal and she doesn't want to stay in the heart of London. She just wants to be removed and away. And she ends up staying at Jameson's place out in the countryside or whatever. And so blah, 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 they fall in love because, well, it's a romance. And one of my critiques about the first was that it felt very like wrapped up quickly, you know? But I'm appreciating the fact that that is being addressed in this book because it's like, you know, we've only been publicly a couple for a month. And before that, we were like kind of secretly doing whatever for a month. So really, they've only known each other for 2 months. And this book is them exploring, are their two lives compatible? I forgot how filthy Jameson's mouth is. I truly forgot. And again, I was shocked. Again, like I was shocked in the first book. So I'm gonna see if there are any reading sprints happening on YouTube because, you know, I love me a reading sprint. And I'm going to find a reading sprint and we shall read. Of course, as I open YouTube to find a sprint, I see that Gavin has a new video up. I'm so tempted. I am so tempted. I absolutely love his mystery, solving Agatha Christie mystery vlog things. But yeah, I shall find a reading vlog, or not a reading vlog, a live reading. Also ignore all the tabs I have open. Honestly, it's none of your business. Ooh, did we find some? I think we found some. Beautiful people, hello. It is Wednesday night, which means this is the last day of this vlog. All right, so since my last update, I have finished volume 1 of Blue Period. I liked it. I will tell you more about it in my 30 and 31 wrap up, so that's just gonna go in the bed. So don't mind the clothes. I decided that I'm going to attempt laundry. What else? What else? Oh, I finished That Time I Got Drunk and Needed a Love Potion at a Werewolf, which is the second book in the Mead Mishap series. Absolutely loved it. Fantastic. Chef's kiss. That one follows, so the female main character in the first book, Cinnamon, has a best friend named Bree, and so this second book follows Bree and her love story with a werewolf that we meet also in the first book named Violet. It was just so much fun. It was funny. It was great. I'm reading the third book, which follows a dragon that we also have met in the first book as he tries and finds love. I appreciate the fact that this book is like 100 pages, 100 and something pages longer than the other two. Is like 200 and something pages. So it's a full novel. I'm about 130 pages into that. I did do some reading sprints. Like I hosted reading sprints earlier today, and I finished Mead Mishaps number 2, and I got like a good chunk of the way through Mead Mishaps number 3, which is That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Human. So that's pretty much it for the reading in terms of what I finished. I do want to get some reading done tomorrow. I also want to continue cataloging my library collection because I didn't do any of that day. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much. Oh, and I have a vlog project I'm going to start working on that some people participated in a poll on Instagram about. So I have a themed vlog in the works, and I'm very excited to start filming that as well as reading the books for that. And that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. Make sure that you are subscribed if you aren't already. Like, comment, share. You can leave a blue heart emoji in honor of Blue Period Volume 1. And I will catch you guys in the next video.
Showing. I ain't living for the moment. I see what's mine and I want it. Hungry like a Pac-Man. I'm Bruce Wayne and Batman. I'm Naruto with a Hanzo. Got a sharp mind like I'm Einstein. Plus I'm copywriting, so it's all mine. Check it for me, I'm in the sky.